Hi everyone, I'm ChiiDoLL and this is my first talk over art video. This was inspired by a question and a challenge on Gaia Online. Lovely pretty girl asked me 3 questions and I wanted to address them in this video. Before I get to the question, I wanted to share a little bit of the behind the scene in making this because this was my first time using Krita. I usually use Paint Tool SAI and Photoshop to do everything, so I was a bit out of my element when I used this program to make this video. However, I knew that Lovely used this program, and since this video was supposed to help her, it only made sense for me to use the same program. Granted, I'm a novelist with the program, so this was by no means a tutorial on how to use Krita. I made an attempt to transfer my usual process into this drawing program, so some things worked and some things didn't. This took me 36 minutes to do, and I'm sad to say that a few UI stuff did not show up because of how I record my videos. It doesn't pick up visuals when I click on the menu or if I right click something. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave me a comment below. I will do my best to answer because once again, Krita is not my main art program. So you might be wondering, well, what are you drawing, Chi? The other thing Lovely and I talked about was drawing based off of descriptions alone. We gave each other a description and the challenge was to draw it. So what she gave me was, she sits on a leaf looking at the human boy she loves, her ruby hair glistening in the morning dew, her eyes shines like stars watching him play with his child and wife. As the cold wind blows, she brings her legs close to her body, pulling the leaf over herself. She smiles at herself. Though he can't see her no more, she will always remember the day he saved her life. So that was what I had to work with, and it was quite an interesting thing because I do love redheads. Anyway, so time for the question. The first question was, how do you keep the colors from going over the lines? I use clipping mask. I struggled to find the clipping mask feature on Krita, but on Photoshop and Paint Tool SAI, it's a click away. Here, I close off the entire piece with my line art. I select the background with the wand tool. I invert the selection. I went to my color layer. I plot down the base color, which for me was the skin tone. The skin is usually my base layer. Some people like to use gray. I just like to skip that extra step. So now, in Krita, you will right-click that layer and turn it into a clipping mask. It's under Group and it's labeled as Quick Clipping Group. I couldn't find a way to turn a rogue layer into a clipping mask. I'm sure there's a way, it's just not in this video. So I actually had to just lots of trial and errors with this clipping thing for Krita. The second question was, do you make a new layer of lines over the color? Yes, you make clean lines so that it's easier to color later. My line layer is above my color layer. Generally, if the piece was much more complex, each color would have its own layer because I am an indecisive person and need my art security of layers. It also helps that if the client wants to change some colors, then you are very flexible in order you're very flexible in order to just find the layer and then just change the color. So the third question was, how do you make folders? Previously, I told her that it's easier to manage layers if they were in folders. For Krita, the grouping layer was once again not as easy as Photoshop or Paint Tool SAI. There was no folder buttons to press, but instead it's in the arrow next to the new layer button. When you click on the arrow, the drop down menu will have a group layer. That's what it's called. When you click on it, a new layer will pop out. That's essentially your folder, I think. I hope. It seems to work in that way. You then have to manually place all your layers into that and rename it so that you know which one is your line and which one is your color. You will probably see that at the end of the video when I'm like playing with it and testing it out. So to wrap this up, I messed around with a simple background and you will see that it's all trial and error. There's no formula or secret when it comes to my nonsense. It's all in the heart and eyes. Does it look good? Do I like how the lines came out? Are the colors working? What can I do to push this, just push this further? These questions will all come with experience and by doing it repeatedly. There's no fast track with art. Not every piece is going to be your masterpiece, but each piece will teach you a valuable lesson. You don't always have to love your artwork, but you should always love yourself. You created something. You made it. You should be proud of it whether it met your standards or not. Now, if you don't like it, it's very important that you ask yourself, why? Why do I not like this piece? For me, it's not my usual style. The face is too simple. The top is yellow and hidden against the skin tone. And the leaf doesn't look like a leaf anymore on first glance. Um, Obviously you won't know that until I put in that background. But you will see. Yes, make a list. Make a list of things you don't like. Then the next step is addressing it. Life is about identifying the problem and finding the answers or solutions to it. So, not my usual style. Well, yes, this was a quick, simple thing I threw together on a program I have never used. Of course it wouldn't look like my usual piece. It doesn't look entirely bad, it's just different. The face is too simple. Well, I couldn't control the brush, but hey, she has a face. Perhaps if I had drawn bigger, then maybe she would have had a bit more details on the face. Um, but I just kept it as it is. The top is too yellow. Well, that can be fixed by going back into the layer and changing the color. I decided not to because that would have mean I would have to extend this video. And I don't want to extend this video any more than it already is. Anyways, the leaves doesn't look like the... Yeah, it just doesn't look like the leaves anymore. No it doesn't, but that's because I made the background so scribbly that your eyes don't know where to focus on anymore. I placed light colors in the back. I made some poor choices artistically, but the reason why I kept it was because I actually liked how it came out. Yes, they weren't suitable for the piece, but I like the way the brush made those lines, so ultimately it's up to you whether you can face your choices or not. Every problem will have a solution. You may not have the answer, but someone else will. So if you need help, don't be afraid to ask. No one can grow by themselves. You should learn to grow together. So drop me an email, get in contact with me if you want to. I have DeviantArt and Tumblr as well. The links and information will be down in the description below. Um, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you want more semi tutorial, email me. Alright, bye!